Hello, my name is Lindsay Handy, and this is my introduction video for Module 1 for EDL 853, Special Education for School Leaders. Meet me. I am a mom to a 1-year-old boy, and I'm expecting another in September. I'm a first grade teacher. This is my 4th year teaching first grade. I'm also a small business owner. I own a head lice removal facility located in Denver, Colorado. I am a Denver transplant, and I'm originally from Miami Beach, Florida, but I spent 6 years in Kansas, where I went to Emporia State University, and I taught in the Turner School District for a year. And I've just included my favorite quote in the bottom: "To live would be an awfully big adventure," by Peter Pan. And there is a picture of my husband and I and our 1-year-old son. I currently work at Smith Elementary. It's my home away from home. It is a Denver public school, and it is also a Title I school. We currently are at 98% for our free and reduced lunch. I mentioned before I'm a first grade teacher, and this is my 3rd year teaching first grade at Smith. So finally starting to get comfortable. Our building is very transient, so we have a lot of kiddos moving in and out. In fact, we serve a homeless shelter. Just to put it in perspective, out of my 21 students last year, 8 of them were homeless and lived at the Denver Rescue Mission. So you can imagine we have a lot of coming in and coming out, depending on their situation. I am on the collaborative school committee at our school, and I'm also the head of our social committee. So a critical reflection on my school. I'm going to start with the strengths. So we do have an MTSS, which is a multi-tiered system of supports, which is great if it is ran properly and everything goes smoothly. We also have a full-time psychologist, which is wonderful. And then we also have a full-time student therapist that comes from the Dahlia House, which is a program that helps students that have been through trauma. And they actually have placed somebody in our building full-time. So our students actually get therapy minutes, once a week or whatever it is. And the great thing is that they don't have to have an IEP or go through any specific process in order to be able to use those services. It's just a matter of us referring them and then their parents doing an intake. So that's wonderful. We also have visual supports for SPED students, so things that we use building-wide. And we have an effective needs classroom. And a strength for them is that they do have consistent support as far as paraprofessionals go in their specific room. So those are kiddos that are struggling with the needs to just do well in life, success, just in life in general. Some weaknesses in our building as far as this reflection would be we have very little parent support or involvement, especially when it comes to our SPED families. We don't have enough SPED staff at all. We have 1 English and 1 Spanish lead teacher, but it is just not enough for the numbers that we have. We don't collaborate much between our SPED staff, and I believe it's because they don't have the time. So with the little time that they have, they want to be having 100% contact with students rather than collaborating with us, which sometimes doesn't really help us much as far as gen ed teachers. We're not really great with full inclusion. I feel like we still have a lot of pull-out, and because of that, a lot of teachers don't have the support that they need as far as like, what do? I need help with this, I need help with that, as far as the SPED students go in our room. So I think that the teachers need a lot of additional training or help. For example, differentiation for our SPED students and all of our students, really. A personal critique for my classroom, some strengths would be being that I teach first grade, almost everything is small group instruction. So my kids, especially my SPED students, are receiving instruction on their level and meeting them where they're at. I also have visuals. I use whole brain teaching, so teaching with hand signals or other things that help trigger memory and get the kids a lot more involved. Also, I would say my relationship building is a strength of mine, and then I do a lot of front loading for my SPED students. Some of my weaknesses would be reaching out to a SPED team for support. I always feel like I'm bugging them, but I really need to just start asking for support when I need it. And then making all work accessible. I notice that sometimes I'm changing the work completely rather than just accommodating it to make it meet their needs. And then another weakness I have is using technology to my advantage to help these kiddos. The strategies that I propose are one, providing a building-wide training for all staff, including our paraprofessionals, because they often work with our SPED students one-on-one frequently. And I want them to have training on accommodations versus modifications for our special education students. I also think that we should have building-wide training on how to use technology to allow our special education students to have access to the same things that our general education students have. And I think that requiring continuing education for all staff is huge. In my opinion, education is key, and if we're not helping educate or continuing to learn new things, then we are definitely doing a disservice for our students. Thank you for watching.